It's the NFL on EA Sports. Up next, we'll see Joe Mixon. He was steady for them on the ground a week ago, reaching the century mark and adding a score. It's the Bengals and the Browns on Monday Night Prime Time.
First opened in 1999. There's a good look at First Energy Stadium here in Cleveland, Ohio. Tonight we reach the unofficial midway point of the season with a good Monday night battle between the Cincinnati Bengals and the Cleveland Browns. Hi again, everyone, with Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, we look at this Browns ball club. They come in feeling good after back-to-back victories.
And last weekend, they pulled one out in a very low-scoring affair. It was all about their defense.
Meanwhile, for the Bengals here, they're in a real groove of late. Winners of 5 of their last 6 games.
And last week, they put together a 3-touchdown victory and were never challenged in that game. Let's see if they have a little bit of a letdown here.
Lurching closer toward the midway point of this NFL season, and we're underway on EA Sports. Fielded right around the 8. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. The Browns on their way out now for the first time, and we'll also get a look at the player brought in from Houston to run this offense, and that's Deshaun Watson.
Deshaun Watson makes his return to the NFL gridiron this season after holding out for the entirety of 2021 and being traded from Houston. The Cleveland Browns, they made a big investment not only to bring him in, but to give him by far the most guaranteed money in NFL history. If Watson remains the same player he was in Houston, though, a 3-time Pro Bowler and one of the game's biggest playmakers, he may finally solve a decades-long search for Cleveland's franchise quarterback.
Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 29. Watson. And this one taken in on the right sideline, but not in the field of play. They say it's incomplete. The throw led him a little too far. It brings up 3rd down. Looking deep in the direction of Cooper. And unable to connect. Incomplete. Give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
They are such a talented team at defending the perimeter and taking away throws to the outside. Great confidence, great skill.
And Bojorquez on to punt as he gets it away. And here's Taylor on the return. Officially, that'll go as a 52-yard punt. Not too shabby. And the Bengals take over 1st and 10. Cincinnati's offense takes the field and leading the way for the reigning AFC champs is last season's comeback player of the year, a man who needs no introduction, Joe Burrow.
And I thought it was a really nice performance last week by him. 3 touchdown passes. I think that signifies exactly what he was getting done. He did have the 1 interception.
But that's the ratio you say you're okay with, right?
If you go 3-1, you're going to be pretty happy over the course of the season. And let's face it, he'll never blame the receiver publicly. But behind closed doors, he probably told his agent, hey, what's the deal? I should have had a perfect game.
The numbers for him from a week ago, 9 catches, 53 yards.
And I'd certainly expect them to use him quite a bit because he runs excellent routes, has good hands, and knows how to get open.
On 2nd and very short, Burrow. Man open, that's Jamar Chase complete. And they'll get this down to around the 47-yard line.
Well, I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons, weapons everywhere, and they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people, but you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well, and that's what they just did on that play.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down. From the shotgun, it's Burrow. Over the middle, complete. It's Boyd. And he's going to be taken down right at the 40-yard line.
Well, from their point of view, this game could not be starting out much better, could it? force a punt on defense, and now they're moving it crisply on offense.
Crisply, I like that.
Like that?
Yeah, moving it very, very well. Looks like the defense on their heels a little bit. You put a score in here, long way to go, but you're right, that's a heck of a start.
Yeah, and I think this is where the play caller is looking at his play sheet and saying, do I have that dagger play? Do I have that play and just finish them off right now? Because I think they'd love to gain that big advantage early.
Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another first down. Well, they clearly wanted to come out, Charles, and be aggressive throwing the football, and they've been pretty efficient along with that aggressiveness. He's now 4 of 4 on this opening drive.
Yeah, and that's led to a fresh set of downs. I like what he's doing back there. You can tell he's at ease. Feels good about what he's doing. I think if I'm the play caller, I'm reading that. I'm continuing to let him throw the football.
Throwing again on second down. Burrow. And they're going to have another first down as he's going to be tackled at the Browns' 15-yard line. Give him 10 yards there as this offense is on a roll. This drive continues to plunge forward. Well, they're not hiding who their central focus is on offense. Charles, he already now has 4 receptions here on this opening drive.
And I know people who are watching the game are thinking, did they forget about him in the defensive game plan? But it's actually been the opposite. They're giving him a lot of attention, but he's been very creative and savvy in his route running and finding seams and openings in order to create these completions.
Now he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down. On second and a yard. Burrow. The quick slant caught. Touchdown Bengals. Tyler Boyd. His 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Bengals put the night's first points on the board as they take the early lead. One of the keys to their long winning streak has been scoring first. An ideal drive right there, getting the first 6 points of the ball game.
Do you go back to our meeting with the offensive coordinator? Remember what he told us?
Absolutely.
With some teams, I script to probe in the early part of the game. Other teams, I script to attack. They've been in attack mode for these ball games and continue that in this one.
Evan McPherson now for the PAT. He hasn't missed an extra point all season, and he won't miss this one either, and it's 7-0. So that drive in total 8 plays. And it's finished off by the touchdown from Tyler Boyd. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. This will be fielded inside the 5. And he won't quite make it to the 25. Second drive coming up here for Cleveland as they return to the field on offense. And they entered play on a 2-game win streak, and then they've got the open date on their schedule next week. So this is a group that's really looking to hit the break on a high note.
And this will obviously be a tough game for them, but go ahead and play this out with me, partner. If they win here and make it 3 in a row, they get to heal up after that. You've got to think that's an ideal setup and a worthy goal to play for in this one.
They went 3 and out on their first drive. Things already looking better here. 1st and 10.
Usually we see runs like this as the defense breaks down later in the game, but this guy set the tone early, running through all types of tackles and put the defense back on its heels.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Now Watson. And the coverage terrific there as that's knocked down and incomplete. Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 35. Here's Watson. Well, he rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Trey Flowers picks it, and he will bring it back. It's a pick 6 for a Bengals TD. Still in the first quarter, but what a great start for them. I mean, they've controlled the airways, Charles, on both sides. They had the passing touchdown, then they intercept the pass of the other squad and take it back for another score.
Brandon, I know we have a ton of time left, but what an early backbreaker they just delivered. They're up early, and they appear to be totally dialed in. And that offense, they're forced to run right back out, still shaking up a bit, but feeling the pressure to put something on the scoreboard. They've got to be careful here.
Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And that'll make the score 14-0. So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. From the 6. And able to get this out to the 25. With the football going back over now to the Cleveland Browns. Well, partner, fast forward with me for a second. Remember, next week they have the open week, so they're going to get some extended rest. Does that change how they manage the rest of this one?
I think it does a little bit, but not by too much, because you're right. You get the extra rest, you get a chance to heal up and kind of, do a little bit of a reset for this team. But it's also 7 extra days to think back to the last time you were on the field. So now, a little more importance on what they're getting done because they carry it with them for essentially 2 weeks. He was certainly quick to atone for his early game interception. Instead of making another mistake forcing something, he reset himself and found a lane to pick up the first down.
So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield. Now it's Watson. He'll rifle this one deep right side. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. On 2nd and 10, Watson. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46. 2 yards the loss, and now 3rd and 12. Well, this defense for the Bengals, they played extremely well last week in the win over Atlanta.
Yeah, they gave up 17 points, but that's what you would consider a goal for each and every defense, because if you give up 17 points a game all year long, you're thinking you're going to be a playoff team because you expect your offense to score more than that. That's what you're looking for. Room to improve, of course, but I'd have to say a very solid performance.
And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Trey Hendrickson in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. And, of course, that's not an easy man to sack. You know how elusive he can be, trying to get outside of the pocket. That was a great play on the defensive side.
And I wonder what was going through his mind, because he didn't seem as committed to using his legs to pick up yardage. He wanted to keep that play alive, so either take off and go or throw it away. But he held on to the football and ended up getting sacked.
On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. And this is going to hit the goal line and continue on into the end zone for a touchback. Cincinnati coming back onto the field here for their second drive. They've got things going their way early. 14-0 lead and the football. 1st and 10. Here's Joe Mixon as they start on the ground. And he is brought down at the 22 after a gain of 2. And it brings up 2nd down. From the 22, Burrow. He gets this one to Boyd. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. He had the touchdown on the opening drive. Now he's got a 1st down.
And that's a more than acceptable read right there, because it's zone coverage, so timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a 1st down.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. They're passing here. Joe Burrow. Over the middle, that's caught by Chase. And they'll get this down to around the 47-yard line. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing, playing against a good quarterback like he is, to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front, defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure toward.
And the Browns' pressure gets to him that time, and he's going to go down. Myles Garrett, credit him with a sack, and it goes as a loss of 6. Just not much a quarterback can do there, CD. The pressure was in his face almost instantaneously, led to a very quick sack.
Yeah, that's when we turn to your lineman and say, guys, can I get a little help here? And you have to ask politely, because remember, they're blocking for you the entire game. But as a quarterback, you've also got to have the clock running in your head when you need to get rid of the football. But this time, he had no chance. They were on him instantly.
And if you're wondering how quick a quarterback's decision-making needs to be, a next-gen stat says that play took all of 2.8 seconds from beginning to end.
Well, that certainly has to feel good. And it's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here. And the end result there, nice first down. Drive keeps moving.
Here's a pass swung out left to his running back. And he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. But despite the completion, they're going to wind up losing 3 there. Second down. Heck of a play there to get to him quickly and get him down for a loss.
I think they did a really nice job getting ready for this game, scouting, watching film, and understanding defensively what the play design was.
13 yards remaining on second down. Here's Burrow setting up to throw it. Finding Mixon here again on back-to-back plays. And he's going to get 7 out of this before being taken down at the 27. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Start of the second quarter, and it's the Bengals in control of the football as they've got it with a third down coming up. Here's Burrow. Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete. The Browns D locked in on third down, brings up fourth.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up, not that time. McPherson's kick is good, and that will extend their lead even further. So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well, and kudos to you. You didn't jinx him.
Peoples-Jones going to elect not to run this out, and they'll begin at the 25. And now Cleveland geared up to take the field. And they have the game here followed by the open date on their calendar next weekend. And Charles, this is a crew that you have to think really is relishing the opportunity to be on the couch for a few days.
Yeah, they certainly are, but let's face it, partner. They can't get caught looking ahead to that couch time while they're playing this one. They've got to take care of business first.
Now, during that run, an injury here, we got one of those big blockers in some discomfort. So as the medical staff takes a look, we'll step aside. The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. They stay on the ground. Again, it's Hunt. And not a whole lot there. Maybe a yard to the 27. They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the first down. Throwing on third down, Watson. Dancing, and he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Sam Hubbard making his presence felt in the backfield.
3 scores down, not even a halftime yet. They are not getting much generated offensively. They've got to figure it out.
It's tough because this defense just seems to be playing with so much confidence right now.
They really are. They are on their toes, and they're getting at them.
On fourth down on is Corey Bojorquez to punt. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. Now a fair catch taken just across midfield, maybe by a yard or two. They'll call that a 33-yard punt with no return. And this offense takes over in great shape right at the 50, 1st and 10. A very good starting field position for the Bengals here as they come up 1st and 10 right at the 50-yard line. From midfield now, Burrow. That's the tight end, Hurst, with it. And he'll be brought down inside the 40-yard line.
Good, strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Burrow going to give this to Mixon. To the 36-yard line. Stop there. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Now it's Burrow. That one taken in by T. Higgins. And they're going to have another first down as he's going to be tackled at the Browns' 22-yard line. They give him 14 yards that time and a fresh set of downs. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. You can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end out, and he ended up with an interception in that game in Super Bowl 50. Maybe some sort of scheme like that to try and get more pressure at the passer.
Burrow going to get this into the hands of Mixon, his running back. And he'll be taken down at about the 22-yard line. What a matchup we have here in the AFC North on this All Hallows Eve, otherwise known, of course, as Halloween. Kids probably shuffling home right now from trick-or-treating, all hopped up on sugar and ready to drive their parents crazy as these two old rivals get together here on this final day of October in a game that's been highly anticipated. On second down, here's Mixon. And a couple of yards as they move it from the 21 to the 19. So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage. On third down, Burrow. And this is caught at the 8. And the Bengals are going to have first and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
Everything's going right here in this first half, and they've got a good lead, and part of that can be attributed to their success on third downs. This is another conversion here, and they can look to really open things up now with this first and goal.
Burrow will throw. And he's got it. Touchdown. Jamar Chase from 6 yards away. And the Bengals are able to add on to their first half lead. A nice connection there, finding his target, and that'll put 6 up on the board.
Just like they drew it up in their playbook and reiterated it on the sidelines, right? Perfect route, a good throw, and the defense, they had no answer for that right there.
McPherson now for the extra point. And the lead is now 24. So this drive spans 7 plays. And it was Jamar Chase who finished it off with a touchdown reception. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Browns set and ready to go on offense. Sitting in first place in the division. They've got an open date on the calendar coming up next week. So, Charles, you and I were talking about this before the game. This one for them kind of has some extra importance.
It certainly does, because if they can get the win here and pad their lead a bit or at least keep pace, then they can really kick their feet up and say a job well done at this point and not have to worry about ball at all until they're back in their facility, back in their meeting room, getting ready for the next game.
An unfortunate time for the penalty there. That cancels out a positive play from this offense.
Well, not to sound too trite or too accepting, but you and I both know it happens. You got to accept it and move on. Yardage, you got to get back. Focus on the next play, move on.
A gain of 3 brings up second down.
To throw again on second down. Watson. That's into the hands of Donovan Peoples-Jones. The Browns on third down, 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This will be 3rd and 6. Here's Watson. And there is Amari Cooper, his first catch. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. Now we'll play fake, and it's Watson. They'll roll him out right. And that's complete to Jesse James. And he'll be brought down at the 27. Still a few inches short of a first down as they come up now on second down. Handoff up the middle, Hunt. And he'll go down here right around the 23-yard line. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. This is Hunt on the draw play. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down. After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. To throw is Watson. They'll go screen here to Hunt. And they're going to get this down inside the 15. A good job defensively to hold that to 4 yards, and now it's 3rd down. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the 1st down. Watson to throw on 3rd and 1. He's got his tight end, David Njoku. And the Browns are going to have a 1st and goal coming up as they find a way to convert there on 3rd and 1. And that's going to be caught from Browns. Touchdown. Jakeem Grant, a 7-yard touchdown grab. And the Browns are able to make some inroads here to that deficit.
Well, the scoreboard still does not look good, but at least they polished off that goose egg.
Yeah, they've been thoroughly outplayed in the first half. Finally, a little spark of life, but it's going to take a lot more to add to that flame for them to thoroughly get back into this one.
Extra point by York is up and good. And that'll make it 24-7. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. Taken in at the 3. Now a hit and a loose football. And this is picked up by the Browns. And he's into the end zone. It's a fumble return for a Browns TD. So problems here on special teams, and it results in the scoop and the score.
They talk all the time on special teams about keeping your head on a swivel, trying to see the whole field. Hard to do when things are going that fast, bodies all over the place. You're just trying to find the right guy to align yourself with. On that play, wow.
York now for the extra point. It's up and good, so they claw back into it, 24-14 now. So not only the cough up, but then the pickup on the other side, the scoop, and the score the other way, the fumble return for a touchdown. And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. Takes it at the 7. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. Joe Burrow trots out again with the rest of his offense. 5 for 5 that last drive. Touchdown pass as well. He was clicking. Receivers, I don't want to be cliche, but running really solid routes too.
And what I love about it is when you look across any team, all right, the body types of the receivers are you.
And Burrow going to be hit and taken down. They got him. Myles Garrett. That is now 2 sacks for him here in this first half.
Someone's closing in on the league lead in sacks. He came into the game in the top 5. Now you add 2 more to his total.
So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on 2nd down. Out of the shotgun, they run with Mixon. Room here to run. And they work this well upfield across the 45. Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 33 seconds to go in the first half. Play action. It's Burrow. And that's going to be caught. T. Higgins. Now another timeout called for by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. So the big play gets them all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. Now Burrow. And that one complete once again to Higgins. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. Now the offense will burn their 3rd and final timeout. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. A chance to really cap off a big first half here as they come up on 1st and goal. From the shotgun, Joe Burrow. And that's going to be knocked away in the end zone. It's incomplete.
That's not the first time they've gone his way on this drive, and they were obviously keyed into him because they were there to help break that pass up.
On 2nd and goal, Burrow looking end zone, but it's incomplete. 6 plays got him down here. This is play number 7, 3rd and goal. Burrow looking to pass. Dumps it off to Mixon. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. So we've reached halftime here on Halloween. And trust me, kids, if you had to look at Charles Davis every game, you'd think every day was Halloween. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. We'll get back to you and Charles in a minute. But first, time to give the folks at home a look at what's going on around the NFL. We'll get our tour started out at Venerable Soldier Field in Chicago. And those two are tied up as they play the second quarter. From there, we're off to check out another game. And you can see they are scoreless as they play the second quarter. Lastly, let's check on one final game for you. And you can see they are scoreless as they play the second quarter. Time now for a check of the next-gen stats for the Bengals in that first half. And it's been the passing game that's been the story. They have feasted on this secondary to the tune of 200-plus yards already through 2 quarters. Meanwhile, for the Browns, they were on the other end of the spectrum in terms of passing efficiency. That's going to need to improve in the second half to come.
All right, Coach, thanks very much. Fine work as always as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. The Bengals set to receive. They have the lead and the football to begin quarter number 3. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
Holding, proceeding.
So already not the best to kick returns there, but that penalty, that adds insult to injury and backs him up even closer to the goal line.
Yeah, not ideal field position to begin a drive, is it? Because the extra pressure now goes on the offense. They've got to get some early yards and get away from the shadow of their own goalposts. What every offense wants to do in this situation, get 2 first downs to help out with field position at the least.
Inside handoff to Mixon. And not a whole lot to speak of there as they'll bring him down shy of the 20. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. Burrow on 3rd down. Throwing the out route, finding Boyd for the completion. And he is going to have a Bengals first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the 3rd quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
Mixon with a first down carry. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down. And they go play action now. Burrow to Mixon on the check down. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. A couple of first downs have him to the 40 now on 1st and 10. Mixon up the middle. And they get to him after a gain of 6 to the 46. The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4. Out of the gun, it's Burrow. Looking for Chase on the out route. He's got him. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work this to the 45. Whatever the discussions were at halftime to try to slow down this offense, it has not worked to this point.
Yeah, I have a vision right now of everything that was discussed at the half just being torn in shreds or being erased off of the Microsoft Surface tablets because none of it is working. They are really locked in on offense.
And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3. Burrow on play action. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down. They're passing here, Joe Burrow. He'll drop this one down to Mixon.
And he's just going to be short here, barely. Maybe by a half a foot. It'll be 4th and inches.
And we got a pause following the play because it appears a member of the Bengals in some discomfort. Well, the medical staff is going to come out here and take a look, and we will take a short break.
They'll run with Mixon. And he's going to get to the 31, enough for the first down.
Thought they might throw the football with a little chunk that they had remaining on 4th down, but they ran it, they got it.
And the reason they were able to get it done, he ran that play with conviction, didn't he? Understood he would get a little bit of help from his friends up front, but it was really on him to go ahead and make the power move and get it done, and that he did.
So this offense able to convert on 4th, and now a fresh set of downs here, 1st and 10.
Now it's Burrow. That's going to be brought in by Higgins.
And they're going to get this down inside the 20.
I'll tell you what, a lot of those mid-range throws have been available because sometimes teams get too concerned about the deep ball and they leave too much space in front of them, and these guys have been taking advantage so far.
So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20.
Now it's Mixon running right. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on 1st down. That loss of 3, a rare stumble on a promising drive. Here's 2nd and 13.
That's into a crowd and intercepted.
Picked up by Denzel Ward.
And the Browns are going to take over at their own 13-yard line.
So it was a drive that had real promise here to begin the 3rd quarter, but ultimately derailed by the INT.
And that was the position you wanted to be in. Coming out to start this 3rd quarter, get a nice drive going, looking for the end zone. Possibly got a little bit too greedy right there.
Here's the Browns now. They get set for their first possession of the 3rd quarter.
And they just got a little help from their defense forcing the turnover. Now can they make that pay off in points?
They need to, partner. They're down on the scoreboard. Need to take advantage of those opportunities, and this is a good one right in front of them.
Watson's throw into the hands of Peoples-Jones.
And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. Big yardage there for the Browns, 18. Right after the turnover, they come out throwing.
And that means it's a sudden change situation. We used to practice it on defense. Sudden change, get out there and stop the offense. But you typically run out there a little bit unsettled. I think that's why he came right out throwing the football, hoping to catch him off balance.
And he did. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. On the delay, here's Hunt. And it's been like this all night long. Nowhere to run as they stop him behind the line. On 2nd and 11 now. Watson
swings this out for Hunt.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
And we got a pause following the play because it appears a member of the Bengals in some discomfort. While they come out and take a look at him, we will step aside for just a moment.
On 1st down, it's Watson. And he'll hit the slant route. That's caught by Cooper.
And he'll be tackled on the other side of midfield at the 46-yard line.
He's top 5 in the league in terms of receiving yardage because of plays like that. What have you seen from him on film that you like so much?
Well, I'll strip away everything else and get to what we call the moment of truth. When the ball's arriving and there's a defender there, he just comes down with the ball. He competes and takes it away. Great hands, great ability to finish the catch.
The throw over the middle, taken in.
And he'll be brought down just shy of the 40.
From the 41, Watson. And his throw here is going to be incomplete. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Now it's Watson. And he'll take this beyond the line of scrimmage as he slides to a hole. They run for it with Hunt. And boy, is he close.
Did he get there? No, they're going to say he's short of the line to gain. Kareem Hunt stops short of the sticks, and the Bengals will get the football back. So here are the Bengals set to take over. They're working on a 4-game winning streak, and they lead this one as well right now as they start 1st and 10. Burrow going to fake to mix it and now look to throw. To the sideline. Wow, what a catch. Doesn't get a lot out of it, but he is able to keep the feet in bounds. From the gun again to Mixon. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. And now timeout is whistled as it appears there's a Brown shaken up on the play. Hopefully, obviously nothing serious here. Medical staff, though, going to take a peek, and we'll take a break. It looks like a nickel set now for the Browns on 3rd down. Here's Burrow. And he's taken down. This will be a Brown sack. Jadeveon Clowney in there to get him for a loss of 9 yards, and that also leads to 4th down. 3rd and long, you knew that he was going to throw it. He just couldn't find anybody to throw it to.
Yeah, and it shouldn't have been a surprise, but that was perfect execution of their nickel defense. That 5th defensive back, the extra defender, he really tightened up things downfield in coverage, and they were able to get to him in the pocket.
Here's Kevin Huber now. And the way this offense has moved the ball, he hasn't been needed till here in the 3rd. Returnable for Grant. And a 7-yard return following a punt of 45 yards. And the Browns will take over 1st and 10. The Browns drive about to get started. A kind of a lucky break on the prior drive, Charles. The turnover on downs that the offense had didn't come back to bite them after the other side. Their defense came through, was able to hold them without any points.
I would agree with you, partner. A little bit of a lucky break indeed, but you know what they'd say to us? No luck, just pure skill. We rose to the challenge, and we didn't permit a score. That's how we roll.
Well, I'm kind of curious, Charles, if they might temper their aggressiveness now offensively if they get in that 4th down spot again.
Yeah, one would think so, but maybe because they held them, they might go for it again.
They'll run with Hunt on 2nd down. And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a 1st down. Now, yes, a 2-possession game, but a good chunk of time on the clock, so they have the ability still there to run it on 2nd and short, but maybe they need to pick it up a bit.
You're right. They did pick up the 1st down there, but they, as you mentioned, they have to pick up the pace now because it's a 2-possession game. They've got to get there twice to make sure they have a chance to win.
On 1st down, they go right back to Hunt. And some room to maneuver. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. 43 yards rushing for him now, and that was his 10th carry of the ball game.
We'll definitely see some open running lanes, and he's taking advantage of it right now, but that shouldn't be a surprise. Defense has the lead. They're playing for the pass first.
So they'll come up in Bengals territory now with a 1st and 10 at the 36. They'll try the air now with Watson. He finds his man complete. That's Grant. He'll be brought down on the 30-yard line after a gain of 6. From the 30 on 2nd down, Watson. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. Watson. And that will be incomplete. So now one of the biggest kicks of the night is forthcoming. It'll be a 47-yard attempt from the left hash. York able to send this one through, and this is back down to a 7-point game. All right, so they needed 2 scores to get back in the game. The field goal there, maybe not exactly what they wanted, but the necessary first step.
There's still time remaining, and there's enough time to get it done. They've got to get at the least a 3-and-out here to get the ball back, preferably a takeaway.
And not willing to risk another fumble. He'll sit on this one. It's a touchback. Now the Cincinnati offense ready to see what they can do here. Their lead back down to one score after the field goal a moment ago, so they'll be looking to string together a few first downs, likely on the ground as they begin 1st and 10. Here's Burrow setting up to throw it. That's the tight end Hurst with it. He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31. Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Burrow over the middle. That's caught by Chase. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. The LSU connection. Burrow to Chase for the Cincinnati first.
But one of the ways the quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field. And here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
Throwing now, Burrow on 1st down. The quick throw knocked away. It's incomplete. So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. A handoff to Mixon. And a lane slow materializing there as he'll get maybe a yard up to the 45. And now timeout is whistled as it appears there's a Brown shaken up on the play. Well, now they're going to come out and take a look at this injury, and we'll be back in a moment. Now the Bengals on 3rd down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This is 3rd and 9. Now it's Burrow. And that is incomplete. Critical play in this football game because if they pick up the first there, that clock keeps rolling.
Has to be a little frustrating for them because they know that they pick up a first down there and continue to eat away at the clock, really increases their chances of closing this one out. Now they're likely going to have to give the football up and sweat it out on the sideline.
Here comes Grant on the return. A nice punt, but a good run back as well, 13 yards. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. Cleveland offense making their way out. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. I like the way you've described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for 6. To throw on 2nd and 10. Watson letting one fly deep for Cooper. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down. A shotgun snap for Watson. Over the middle. And now a fumble. The ball's out, and the Bengals grab it. And his guys are going to take over at the 39-yard line.
We have seen this before, and we know coaches preach about this and work on it all the time. Catch the ball. You know there's going to be some traffic somewhere. They've got to put it away and secure it as they try and get downfield.
Cincinnati now ready to take the field. They'll be hoping to work a little clock and try to add on to this slim 4th quarter lead. But whatever happens on this drive, certainly a huge fumble recovery by their defense at this juncture. Here's a throw to his running back. It's complete. He'll be hit down at the 33, 5 yards on the play. Throwing again on 2nd down. Burrow hooking up here with Trent Taylor. And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out. 11 yards for number 11. And with that last play, he's now up over that 300-yard mark.
And in today's NFL, it almost feels routine. And I hate that when you talk about a 300-yard passing game. To me, 300 yards still signifies excellence, and he's achieved that in this performance.
1st down. Here's Burrow. He's got his big tight end. That's Hurst. And they're going to get this down inside the 20.
I know sometimes we can get fooled when we watch him make catches, as we just saw him do there, because he really looks like a wide receiver the way he goes about his business.
Yeah, 230, 240 range.
Yeah, not super huge. Maybe not counted on to be that inline point-of-attack blocker that we used to have in the good old days, but you can flex him out. You can run wide receiver routes with him. You can make him a primary target, and that's how he'll shred the defense. A
quick throw there going to be batted away and incomplete. On third down, Burrow. Open man is Taylor. He's got it. And the Bengals are going to have first and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
And that certainly appears to be a critical conversion right there, because not only do they keep the drive going, they take valuable time off the clock as well. They have to feel really good about that last completion.
So first and goal, 6 points here would go a long way toward wrapping this one up. Mixon fighting, but he won't get too far. Maybe a yard, that's all, down to the 2. Mixon again. And he bowls his way into the end zone for a Bengal touchdown. Joe Mixon halfway to 100 now with career touchdown number 50. And the Bengals could be on their way to 7-1 as they add on to their lead. We talk so often about how hard it is to win in the NFL when you turn the ball over, and here a late turnover leads to a fourth-quarter touchdown and a 2-score lead.
And what's more important is being able to take advantage when a turnover presents itself. You've got to come up with points to make the other guy pay. They're able to do so here, and they've got a pretty good chance now of winning this football game.
Extra point by McPherson, up and good, and the lead now up to 14. So that drive 7 plays in length, and it all culminated in the touchdown run coming from Joe Mixon. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. Takes it at the 7. And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line.
Holding, receiving team.
Watson and the Browns now with a 1st and 10 at their own 15. From the gun, here's Watson. And that's going to be caught by Peoples-Jones. And way up past the 35 before he's taken down. A well-executed 22-yard gain.
All right, this is the time of the game where they're down a couple scores, and they've really got to get some yards in chunks, and they know the defense doesn't want to give those up, but they've got to find a way to take them anyway.
Now the question is, can they string a few of those together? One play has them to the 37 here for 1st and 10. Out of the gun, Watson. That's going to be complete on the sideline, but, you know, that throw left him no room to run, and the good footwork nearly all for naught. To throw again on 2nd down, Watson. Another completion here to Hunt. They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. Watson looks to throw again. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. Desperation time. Watson on 4th down. And this is caught, but they say out of bounds. It would have been a 1st down, but he couldn't stay in, and as a result, they're going to have to give up the football. So now with a 2-minute warning coming up fast, that puts a mammoth dent in their comeback hopes.
I like how you phrased it. It's a dent because there's still opportunity. They've got to get the ball back on defense, obviously twice. But guess what? This thing is not close to being over. They need to go ahead and play it out.
Not over. As you said, 2-score game still. Here's a give to Mixon. Down to about the 37. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So the Bengals in possession of the football here as we get you reset. And you'd have to figure they're just looking to burn these final 2 minutes away and get out of here with a victory. Back to Mixon on 2nd down. And now right out of the 2-minute break, we'll get a timeout used defensively with 1:56 to go. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. They'll stay on the ground. Mixon again. And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. You'd have to think likely another running play coming here. 2nd and 11. Burrow going to give this to Mixon.
And he will cross the 30 down to the 29-yard line. The Browns will quickly use their third and final timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. They got to get it to the 21 here on third down. They're passing here. Joe Burrow. They'll set up the screen here to Mixon. And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that. The screen gets 7, but it's not enough, and it'll be fourth down.
And that doesn't have to gain big yardage to be an impactful play, because if you can get those pass rushers second-guessing themselves, that they might get hit with a screen, maybe you can wind up slowing them down just a step. And if you do that, that's a win for that play.
So on fourth down, off goes Burrow. On comes Evan McPherson for the Bengal field goal.
This to make it a 3-score game late.
McPherson's kick is good.
And that will extend their lead even further. So with that, you figure this game's pretty much out of reach at this point.
Yeah, it's going to take a heck of a comeback to come from 3 scores down, but don't change that channel. Don't go away. Miracles can happen, and you want to be here in case it does.
You're a company man.
Aren't I, though?
This one fielded at the 5. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. And now this offense comes back out onto the field. And just looking ahead, it would appear that that bye week is coming at the right time. They'll have 2 weeks to chew on this one, though probably not one that they want to chew on. A poor performance from start to finish.
This is the tight end, Njoku. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. They're going to need to get up and set in a hurry.
Watson's throw into the hands of Peoples-Jones.
And he'll go out near midfield at the 49.
10 yards on the pickup.
On 2nd and inches, Watson. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. And quickly they get to the line. On 3rd down, here's Hunt. And no room that time, getting it to about the 46.
What a performance. All those points put on the board. And, Charles, it wasn't just by the offense. The defense put some points on the board as well. They were solid today.
Yeah, it was a complete effort to secure the win in both sides of the ball. Made big plays. But how demoralizing is it when the opposing defense can take one all the way back against you? And that was the case here. That really sparked them to victory.
So for the Bengals,
the victory moves them to 7-1 on the year.
And they'll return home next week to take on the Carolina Panthers. Meanwhile, for the Browns, the loss will drop them to 6-2 now on the year. And they'll take this loss into the bye as they'll be back in action in week